Hi, this is your domain Royale Fast Cookbook, and it's just a web page, and on this page there are a bunch of recipes. And the first thing you want to do is click this, and this will take you to the bottom of the page, and you will find this video here. I'm recording it now, so I couldn't embed it here until it's finished, but you'll also find these links you'll have to do the first time. I really recommend this is a plugin for Firefox that we'll be using in this, and this is a similar plugin for Chrome, but it doesn't work nearly as well. I really recommend you use Firefox. And this is free domain filter software, which we'll take a look at in just a minute, and download it and install it. You'll probably want it open. And let me go back to the top, and well, really quick here. And in addition to the recipes, you'll also find some other resources and links. But let's get back to the recipes, and here's one. This will find local businesses, for example, citybusiness.com, like Denver Bikes, Boston Dentists, etc. And it's pretty easy to use. Just click and drag, and you want to select all the links you want to open. And you'll see down here there are some options. I could also just keep clicking and dragging, and that'll open all these too, but I don't want them. Or I could just click and they'll open normally. But just click and drag, right click, and it will come down to open links in tabs. And we're going to open all these links, and you can see them popping up here, and they're opening. And this is our domains. I'll get to what each one is. This is lists of domains that were just dropped or about ready to drop. That means become available again. And you want to pick a day that's at least one day before the actual date. Today's August 28th, so I could pick any of these lists, but quite often you'll come and it'll be today's list. These are getting ready to drop. They haven't really become available yet, but they're very close to. Pick one that's at least a day old, and generally you want pretty new. But I'll just click here. I'm going to let this page load. I'm going to give it a second here. See, it's still loading, and it just loaded. And I'm going to select all, copy. Now I'm going to go to a domain cleaner. And what I'm going to do is, see, I selected the entire page. I've got all this information here, which I don't want. I just want this list of domain names. So I'll go to the domain cleaner, come down here, and I'll paste in the contents. Now, this URL sometimes interferes, so I just delete it, then clean this up. And this will take about a minute or less, so I'm going to pause the video and come back when it's back. And it's been a few seconds. We can see that we now have 106,000 or so domain names, and it takes a long time to scroll, so I hit bottom of the page. It's easier to get them down in this box. Right click, select all, copy. Now I'm going to go to the domain filter software, add entries. These are all of our 106 domains. And this takes a few seconds, and let's just scroll to the bottom to check it out. And we can see 106,000. Let's go back over to our browser, Firefox, and here's our list of keywords. These are city names. Come back here to domain filter, and this is filter setup. And I've already put them in here, and I forgot to take them out for this demo. So select all if you have something in there. This is what it'll probably look like. And you'll put this as words at the beginning, and if there's any extra lines, you can put them there. And let me go back. And this is our business keywords. Let's go. You have to select this before this box will become active. So select all, delete, and I'll paste. And see, what we're looking for is like Dearborn warehouse, Dearborn videographer, Roswell watches, and click OK. Well, actually, let me go back. Generally, it's best just to run these one at a time. If you run them both, it kind of works, but it might take forever. So I'm just going to run these first. It doesn't matter what you do first. Click OK and come up, and I always forget this, run filter. And this will take a few minutes. The first one is the longest. It's going through 106,000 different domain names, and then I have like 350 cities. So it has to go through this list of 100,000 350 times. So it's going to take it a little bit. And I'll pause the video and come back in about a minute. And we're back. And now we have just the domain names that start with the list of cities. As you can see, we've gone from 106,000 down to 700. But let's run the filter again. Go back to filter setup. And now I'm just going to run these keywords at the end. And let's run the filter. And this one will be a lot quicker. And these are our city business domain name. We're going to what I did was right click, copy all rows. I'm going to go back over to Firefox, and it'll be the next browser tab. I want to camel case these. And this is a little trick that'll help me identify words better. And camel case just capitalizes the first letter of every word. And let me turn off my check spelling here. So now you can see Anaheim Antiques. Well, this is a pretty good domain name. And basically what you're looking for, I would just look for 2-word domain names. I want the most precise, the most valuable domain local. And this is it. For if you own an antique store in Anaheim, this is the best domain name you can get. And just scroll through this and look for domain names. Denton Cabinets, here's another good one. Denver Fine Gold is kind of interesting, but I wouldn't. Fargo Designs could be a possibility. Frisco Pool Services. Now, I don't know. There's a lot of towns named Frisco. I wouldn't do San Francisco. But if you scroll down this list, Pasadena Outlet, I don't think so. And this is how you can find a bunch. And let's say you pick out the ones you want. Your next step is just to come here and run them through. Just because they were expiring doesn't mean they're available. Somebody could have renewed their domain at the last second. I've done that myself. And also somebody is doing the same thing and they could have snatched these up. So I'll just post them in this bulk register and check them to see which ones. And this is usually pretty quick. This is the fastest bulk checker I've found. And here, these are all the ones that are available. And we can see that some of the good ones are already gone. But this tells us which we can still get. And I used a list that was about 10 days old, so there won't be as many fresh domain names as if I picked today's list. But this is how you use it. And you have all of these. They work, a lot of them are similar. I mean, it seems like a lot, but right here, you're just switching the keyword files. This goes from first names to last names. So instead of this goes from city names, these are city names, to last names. So instead of Denver Autos, you might have Johnson Autos. And these are names like how many cities have a Johnson's Auto. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for domain names that have as many potential buyers in that market as possible. And that's it. If you have any questions, I'll see you at the Feeds forum. Thanks, and see you in the next video. Bye.